Hey, pilot, welcome back to Ready for Pushback. I'm Nik Fialka. You found me here today on a solo show because it's Motivation Thursday. Here we go.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nik Fialka.
This morning I was taking my kids to school. And as I was dropping them off, I saw a buddy of mine whose kids also go to the same school. And we seldom get a chance to hang out with one another because we both have a truckload of kids and we both have life that gets in the way. And it's frustrating in this little aviation industry, especially when you're junior, right? Like I'm a junior captain. I've been at the company for a while, but as far as being in the left seat, I'm pretty junior. I'm extremely junior. So what that usually means is that I am flying every single weekend, which is fine. It's just kind of a life adjustment we've made. But one of the shortcomings of that is the fact that I don't get a chance to hang out with people on the weekends because most other people like work during the week and have the weekends off. And so it's a bummer, but I saw my buddy and he and I called each other on our drive home. And I said, man, we just need to hang out. We spend some time together. How's it going? And let me tell you what, he's having a hard time. He is having a really hard time. He is not a pilot. He's in another industry, and he's very entrepreneurial, and he's trying to do his thing. And he's been trying to do his thing for years, and it's been really hard to get off the ground. And he's really having a tough time with it. And things are starting to happen that are frustrating and scary to him. They're not making enough income. He's got a family that he's got to manage. Like he's got all these big plans about the things he wants to do, but he can't. And he feels like he's being stifled. And he's frustrated because, he's given it his all and it's not working out. And he's having a really hard time with it. And I talked to him for a solid hour. I literally listened. I didn't talk to him. I listened to him. I listened to him for an hour. Because he doesn't have anybody else to share that with. And he was sharing it with me. And now I'm sharing it with all of you. He doesn't listen to the show. He probably doesn't even know I do a podcast. But here's what I got out of that. I got that he is built just like me. He is going through the struggles that I went through when I decided I wanted to go to the airlines. He quit his job. He quit getting solid income. He had a little bit of savings, and he's been trying to put his family on this really strictly budgeted glide path so that he can make it to a point where he can be successful and do that and take that risk. And everything inside of him wants to stay away from having to go to corporate America. And now he's getting close to the point where he's going to have to make a hard decision about continuing to pursue or finding another way to provide for his family. And that's really scary. And that's really hard. And that is exactly what my life was like when I went and decided as a 38-year-old to go into professional aviation and to pursue the dream, right? The brass ring of lots of days off and a high income. Like is what was out there. Like I knew nothing about having a show. I knew nothing about being in the left seat of a thing or what it even meant. But I took a big risk. Really, Anna took the big risk. I just was like, we should go do this. And she's the one that really took the risk because she was shouldering the burden at home. while I was out trying to do this. But it was so stressful to me to go from a relatively high income place to a zero income place where it was 10% of the salary that I was making when I was at the regional. So that was really hard. We ended up having to move out of our house. We ended up having to spend all of our life savings. And I know that there are some people, there is somebody listening to this show that is doing the exact same thing. Somebody that is a person with external responsibilities, with other people relying on them, and they've had a conversation with their significant other that this is what they should go do and they should pursue this. And it is getting scary. The economy could be doing well. It could be doing terrible. Tariffs may happen, may not happen, may happen, may not happen. All of that chaos that we live in is currently affecting your future opportunities. And that is super scary. And I know how that feels. And I see my friend dealing with that terror in his industry. And I talk to people that are dealing with the same things. I want you to know that as long as you're planning, as long as you have your courses of action on how you are going to succeed and your if-then statement of if things go longer than anticipated and things are not going to be awesome, how do I make this work for my family? How do I make this work for me? How do I afford this? What are the opportunities? Because I think what's worse than the suffering of the unknowns is the regret of not doing it. And that's the part that I couldn't give into and that he's battling right now. And so when somebody whispers in your ear that this is too hard and that you can't do it, I want you to know that a pragmatic, deliberate person wins. It may not be on the glide path that you had in your mind when you first sat down and decided you wanted to go do this job. It could be totally different, but I'll tell you this, it will be fulfilling. It will be what you want, even though you don't know that you want it. So be open to that and be a person that can receive without harboring a lot of anxiety about the things that you cannot control. Because if you can put that anxiety aside and you can get to that point where you are okay with it, where you are in a place of acceptance and peace, that is where you're successful. And that is a place where you can live and support your family at the same time. So even if there's a lot of unknowns, I think that, here's what I told him. I said, nobody's holding a gun to your head right now. You have a certain amount of money left to support your family. So now's the time to start making plans on if you need to pivot, what are the courses of action where you can pivot? And what does that look like? But how do you pivot while still moving forward towards your dream? So if you have to pivot, it might take you longer than anticipated, but that's okay. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your dream, but find the least disruptive way to make a pivot. Think about it. Figure out what it's going to be. Figure out those other things you can do to help support the people that you're responsible for. And that's where you're going to find success and satisfaction. I literally had no notes on this subject. I just got done talking to him. I walked right upstairs to the studio and just wanted to talk to you about it because it was a really impactful conversation. I know things are tricky, and that's okay. Don't worry about those things that are tricky. Control the things that you can control and be ready to pivot, and don't let that surprise you. If you do, that's where you're going to find success. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you on Monday for an interview show. Hey, pilot, before you go, make sure that you take a quick second, like and subscribe to the podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're listening on one of the podcast streaming services, you guys are the best. So please like it, subscribe to it, and maybe, if you have a chance, write a quick review and tell everybody what you think about the Ready for Pushback podcast. Thanks.